The year 2021 was one of the most remarkable years for the primary markets. Nearly 1.2 trillion rupees had been mopped up till early December by 66 companies, beating the previous best of 74,035 crore rupees seen in 2017. New age companies including Paytm, Zomato and Nykaa raised approximately 46,800 crore rupees of this amount, cornering approximately 40% of the fundraise. While Zomato started the trend of new age firms debuting on the India bourses, it was Paytm that launched India's biggest ever IPO worth 18,300 crore rupees. Policybazaar, Nykaa, Nazara Technologies, Cartrade Tech and Easy Trip Planners were some of the other companies that followed suit. Going forward, about 16 new age startups are lined up to go public, including Oyo, Snapdeal, Ola, MobiKwik, PharmEasy, Ixigo, and Delivery. However, the road for these companies will not be as easy as their predecessors. Since the appalling investor response to the initial public offer of Paytm, new age companies have decided to reassess their IPO sizes and valuation. MobiKwik, for instance, delayed its IPO after Paytm's listing debacle. While cautious market mood was one reason, the company decided to wait for its December financial report to bag the valuation it seeks. On its part, market regulator SEBI earlier this week approved changes to preferential allotment norms on pricing and lock-in period for anchor investors in an IPO. Here is Ambarish Baliga, an independent market analyst, with his views on the latest SEBI move.
These regulatory changes are welcome because most of the IPOs in recent times were actually offered for sale, where selling shareholders got the funds and not the company. Now with this restriction on how much existing shareholders can offer for sale, there could be more of primary sale, thus I think benefiting the company. Then general corporate purpose will be brought into monitoring. I think this is extremely positive because this is where most of the misutilization of funds used to happen. As far as anchor investors are concerned, I think SEBI should have blocked the whole portion for 90 days and possibly 180 days instead of 30 days and 90 days. But anyways, I think this will ensure that the anchor investors remain anchored for a while longer. Another important change is for the NIIs, the HNI portion, investing up to 10 lakhs. Earlier, most of those who used to apply between 2 lakhs and 10 lakhs hardly got any allotment, as the issues were getting oversubscribed more than 50 times. We have seen 200 times and even 900 times. But now, with this reservation, hopefully, this lot should get some allocation. But then expect the HNIs to put in multiple applications of the family below 10 lakhs, as now it will be a draw of lots, and because of which possibly the allocation could be better.
As regards the performance at the bourses, except Zomato, whose shares have done well since listing, majority of the new age companies have seen market cap erosion. So why have the secondary markets been unkind to the new age companies?
When they raised funds through venture funding or private equity, they were dealing with the sophisticated investors who had deeper understanding of the sector. The entrepreneurs were not in public glare all the time, both from investors as well as the media. And most important, the compliance levels were not that compelling, where you had to report each and every bit of development to everyone. And you are not really judged from how you deliver the quarterly results and the statements you give. That's the reason they got a rousing welcome initially, as hitherto they were available only to sophisticated investors, and now that it's available to the general public too. So there was a novelty factor. Secondly, the markets were on a bull run, and fresh liquidity was looking for paper. And when the initial issues did well in the secondary market, there was a very clear divide which was created between the old school analysts as well as the millennial ones. Those who didn't know how to value these new age companies which lacked positive cash flows versus those who appreciated the inherent potential of these companies as they burned cash to get that reach.
This uncanny market response to new age tech companies across the globe caught the eye of Zerodha founder Nitin Kamath too, who took to microblogging site Twitter to caution investors against the mad rush in these companies. Baliga adds that the discouraging stock market performance can also potentially create roadblocks for further fundraising by these startups.
One thing I think the promoters of these new age companies should remember, that IPO may be the end game for the PE investors who had invested in them much earlier. But then it's the beginning of a long journey for the promoters and the management. And if your stock doesn't give their returns to the stock market investors, then it's difficult for you to come back and raise more funds, especially when your company is a cash guzzler. Otherwise, it could be the beginning of a down spiral for all the stakeholders.
On Thursday, markets are likely to remain range-bound in the backdrop of the expiry of futures and options contract for the December series. It will be the last monthly F&O expiry for the calendar year 2021. Stock-specific action, however, is likely to continue.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.